Welcome everyone. Commander Momo reporting for duty. So we're going to do some unboxing today. I'm a little behind, but that's okay. So we're going to do Universal Yums, Netherlands. And you can see Netherlands right there. Never been to the Netherlands, but I guess it's supposed to be nice anyway. But we have here too. Everybody knows the windmills and the tulips, and it's springtime, so the tulips are actually blooming. I like tulips. Tulips are pretty. So, I guess we'll start on the map like I usually do. Well, hang on. Let me show you the snacks first. We'll do that. Oh, everything flipped. There's our Universal Yums. If you've missed any of our my previous unboxings, they are available on our YouTube channel, and the link is in the comments if you'd like to go there. So, I find this funny. Sometimes I'd forget to do this, but we have the Dutch, Dutch back here. I am terrible at pronouncing Dutch, but I'm going to try. So we have, so you can see the words, Vero, which is delicious, and then we have Deer Smack Knit Liquor. So, like, if anybody is watching this and can speak Dutch, please feel free to correct me because I'm terrible at it. Het is een netlech, which is not bad, and Latin we itten, yeah, which is let's eat. So let's eat, but don't hold my Dutch against me. So we'll do our first one up here in the north. That is Holland. I'm going to spice up your trip with a stop at this peaceful village known for the Speckles. Speckles are delicious, by the way. Spice cookies in your box, which we do have some. Speckles. I have a pen pal in Belgium, and she usually sends me Speckles around Christmas time. And they're usually windmill shaped because they come from that region. And we have our next one right here. And that is Get Torn, I guess. Row your boat gently down the canal because it's either that or swim. Instead of streets, this scenic town is lined with water, and some call it the Venice of the North. It's pretty cool. Des is gonna love this one. It's a town called Gouda. I assume for the cheese. That's his favorite cheese, by the way. So Gouda. Come visit the Gouda cheese market in the city of Gouda. This famous city created the original Gouda cheese that serves as the divine inspiration as the Gouda Cheese Crispies in your box. So that's one of our snacks we have. So this is our next one. This is Hague. I can actually say that one. It says you want to see the entire Netherlands in under 5 minutes. Check out the Madrodam theme park, which features a 1.25 scale version of the entire country. It's pretty cool. And then lastly, the city that everyone knows, Amsterdam. The Dutch capital has so many canals that it has become home to over 2,500 houseboats. This includes the aptly named Catboat, which houses local strays. The best part, they're all up for adoption. It's pretty cool. So they have a houseboat for the kitty cats. Which I don't know if you guys have noticed, but me and Des have 3 cats, and one of them who usually streams is not around here because I shoot her off. So, who get it? I guess I told you I'm terrible at Dutch. It says, how are you? So, like I said, we have the Netherlands, this box. So, hallo from the Netherlands. Get ready to add some color to your life. Because we're visiting the beautiful tulip fields of the Netherlands, but flowers aren't the only thing the nation is known for. We're talking about some of the best cheese and chocolate in the world, and not to mention the world famous Stroop waffle, one of my favorites. I love Stroop waffle, so I'm kind of excited. It says get ready to say yum because you never had snacks like these before. And there's some of the pictures you can see. There's a bridge, and you have, there you go. You have the tulip fields, and I'm not sure what that is. Cube houses in Rotterdam. I've seen those before, so they actually are They look like diamonds, and they kind of fold out into the street. But look them up. Cube houses in Rotterdam. They're interesting. So right now in the Netherlands, it's springtime, which means beautiful weather, blooming flowers, and a King's Day celebration. This festival has been held since 1885 to celebrate the monarchy, now a constitutional monarchy. And you can get in on the party by dressing in orange, waving a flag, or dancing in a street fair. So there we go. So let's go on to our snacks, shall we? That's why y'all come here anyway, see the snacks. So this is our first one. And by the way, I love this packaging. It looks like porcelain or china print. And it's gorgeous. I love it. So this is our first snack. The Gouda Cheese Crispies. I'm guessing from Gouda, which I actually didn't know that was a city, but now I do. It says, first stop on our trip through the Netherlands is Gouda. And we're not talking about the cheese. Well, we are, but not yet. Let's try that again. We're talking about the city of Gouda, named for the cheese Gouda, because it's widely known for Gouda. It's a lot of Gouda for one sentence. Good gosh. Did that make sense? It did. It did. The city took the name back in the 12th century after the local cheese made in the area gained popularity. The town itself later took on the name because of a monopoly of all the cheese sales in the country. So luckily, the monopoly is no more. So you don't need to fly to Gouda to try Gouda. You can just crunch into these Crispies. So that was a mouthful if I say so myself. They did not make this easy to get into. Ooh, they smell cheesy. Remind me of cheese straws. They look like cheese straws. So little Crispies. Little rice crackers. That's exactly what they taste like. Have you ever had cheese straws? This is what this tastes like. I like these a lot. And I just noticed it's Gouda flavored. It is Gouda. That there's little symbols in the painting. There's a cheese and a windmill and a cow. There's another piece of cheese over here, except that's Swiss. Because it got holes in it. That's kind of cool. I like those a lot. I like cheese sticks. Or cheese straws. Alrighty. Welcome, Woolsey, and welcome, Lily. I heard the Lily there. I read your comment, Woolsey, but I didn't say anything. Well, I said something. Sorry. This is our next one. Tafo. Hand-cooked chips. Maybe these are better than the last few chips we've had in our boxes because the last few haven't been that tasty. So, organic sea salt and pepper chips. I'm kind of excited. I like sea salt and pepper. Salt and pepper, actually. It's great. In classic season, I'm a one-of-a-kind chip. These salty chips may seem simple at first. Sorry, guys, moving this around. But don't let looks deceive you. At one point, they would have been a luxury item. Peppercorns used to be so costly in the Netherlands that locals started describing inexpensive things as pepperder, expensive as pepper. Thankfully, as the trade developed, spices like pepper became a lot more accessible, but pepper chips, this addictive, are still as special as can be. So, you know, the Netherlands is close to Germany, and during spice trade and all that, it was expensive to get stuff like that. So that's kind of cool, though. You have pepperder, the spices, expensive as pepper. And then you have celery, which comes from the Latin word for salt. Which also comes the phrase, not worth their salt. So, I like stuff like that. I'm a weirdo. So these are actually like kettle cooked chips. But there is actual like straight on peppercorn in there. Big pieces of pepper. I like these though. Those are a good size and a good texture. And they're not super crispy fried. These are really good. And I like pepper and salt, so. And on top of that, they're organic. I'm trying to eat organic and not a lot of processed stuff. And it's kind of hard for both me and Des. We're just trying to eat better. And it's not as easy as you think it would be. But we try. We try. So our next one, and I like the packaging on this one too. It's like an old school book. Once again, that is Dutch. I don't speak Dutch. So this is a hazelnut cream milk chocolate. This is a chocolate bar. That thing's thick too. It says Dutch chocolate. Oh goodness, I can't talk. Yes, that was Chick-fil-A cup. I'm not affiliated with them. That was lunch. Dutch cocoa with rich hazelnut filling. This yum is about to teach you a lesson about deliciousness, but first it needs to teach you a different lesson about the Dutch language. So y'all can see that on there. It may look like this chocolate bar and think, oh, that's cute, and there's actually more to it. The wrapper depicts an 1897 reading board that helped generations of Dutch children read. It'll teach you Dutch names as well as words for fire, lamb, and buck. And there's an extra Dutch word that you will want to use, which is that first word I used that I can't say. Verrukkelijk. Probably said that completely wrong, which means delicious. So, as I said, it's styled like a reading board. So we have, dropping stuff. So we have man, I'm not sure what ver is. Looks like a furnace maybe. I'm not sure. And then we have lamb, which looks like lamb, L-A-M. And then we have dog, which is kies. And what is down there? Goat, which is buck. So some of those words are pretty close. But anyway, I will, however, try to save my wrapper. I have said before plenty of times, I collect weird things. This will be one of the weird things I collect. If you ever have the chance to take a linguistics class and learn about languages, I recommend that you do because it's actually very interesting. So there's our chocolate bar, and it's filled because it's kind of mushy. Smells good. That's a pretty darn good chocolate bar. And it's not super hazelnutty either. I was expecting something like really sweet Nutella in the center, and it's not. But I will say that is a brick, and I will enjoy this later. I kind of got damaged a little bit. That and I had dinner before I did this, so I can't eat super a lot. I'm kind of full. I made beans. Yeah. Alright. So they said earlier about Speckles. And here's a little Speckles, guys. Looks like it says Speckles Popitis. I guess puppet. I'm guessing so, puppet or something like that. But anyway, I love Speckles. If you ever had gingerbread, your cheese joke. Oh, I see. I see your little pun there, Woolsey. I didn't catch it at first, but now you says it. I got it. I got it. Oh yeah, Gouda be kidding me there, sir. So we have our Speckles spice cookies. It says possibly the coziest spice cookies ever. Like I say, and it's kind of like gingerbread, but a little bit different. Slightly. I like Speckles. Have you ever had Biscoff cookies? It's pretty darn close. Excuse me. If it's your first time seeing the word Speckles, you might imagine old-timey eyeglasses, or, oh, I get it. Speckles, eyeglasses, spectacles. I get it. My meme game, or pun games, were just horrible today. So luckily, Netherlands' #1 cookie is a whole lot tastier than Spectacles, though they truly are a spectacle to behold. Their name comes from the Latin word speculum, meaning mirror, and these the spice cookie designs mirror the stamp that you use to print them. These are just one of the cute looking as they are cinnamony, and you don't need spectacles to find that. So as I said, my pen pal sends me Speckles. Oh, there's a Callie in the background. And windmill designs, and you usually have a wooden mold that they press the speckle or the cookie dough into, and it comes out. And most of them are really pretty. I've seen some online, and they have flowers, Santa Claus, all sorts of stuff. So, but anyway, Speckles. I like Speckles. Speckles and some hot coffee or hot tea are delicious. Well, yeah, this smells like Speckles too. But look at, there we go. No happy gingerbread man. They're good. I think I'll have. They don't have. Oopsies. They don't have a head though. They're not really big. They're about. They're about that big. About the size of a finger. Now you can get Speckles that are big. It just depends. Because the cookies she sends me are, what's that? Sorry for the boring chewing. But the Speckles she sends me, or last time she did, were about the size of my hand. They were windmills. I know, I was fixing to keep talking, and I'm not kidding today. I have been so scatterbrained, but that's just because I've had to get everything ready for the surgery I'm having. So yeah, if you are not in our Discord or know me personally, I'm having surgery this Friday, and I had to have my pre-op appointment today, and then I have a second pre-op appointment Thursday, and the actual surgery is Friday morning. So just keep me in your thoughts and prayers. I should be right as rain and ready to go that evening, Friday evening, but I return back to work next Tuesday, so a week from now, but I go back to work tomorrow and Thursday, and then I'm off for a while. So yeah, just keep me in your thoughts and prayers. Just think about me. That's all I ask. But I think everything's gonna go really well, and hopefully I'll feel 10 times better than what I have been. But anyway, I just been scatterbrained because of all that. Oh, and plus my catalytic converter is going out on my car. So yay! It's not one thing, it's another sometimes. But anyway, the Speckles. Ones she sent me were for Christmas, and they were about the size of my hand from top to bottom. They had windmill and a Santa Claus. And then she had some. Oh yeah, I figured he was gonna tell everybody what was going on. Plus, I'm not gonna be doing any streaming or unboxings or anything after that. Because I'm not really allowed to do anything. I can't bend over. It's they're not really gonna go in and do any incisions. I will have 4 holes in my stomach. I'm horrible with pronunciation of medical terms, but it's a laparoscopy, I think. Laparoscopy. It's basically your belly. I will have 4 holes in my belly. So yeah, I can't bend over for a couple of days, or move. I can't turn or move around for a while, and I have been told I cannot pretty much do my job for a couple of days. I can sit in my car and deliver mail. I can do small packages, but I cannot do any heavy lifting for about 3-4 days. So, yeah, I'm still gonna go to work though. So, oh yeah, I'm not going to hurt myself. I have decided that, and my mom has told me. I talk about her a lot, I know. The job is still going to be there whether I'm there or not. So, and y'all remember that too. If you're like, I gotta work, the job's still going to be there whether you are not. So take care of yourselves. Take care of yourselves. But yeah, Des is going to keep y'all updated. So, yeah. But anyway, Speckles cookies. One of my favorites. And if you ever had Biscoff, that's pretty much a Speckles. So, what's our next? Oh, I'm excited because it's Stroop waffles. They're one of my favorites. Oh, and you can share the love on Facebook.com. I like Stroop waffles. It says so at the bottom. So this is Max and Alex. I have not had their version. I've had. Cannot remember the name of the company. Belgian Boys is one I usually get from Misfits Market. I turned my mom onto those, and she orders the whole box full. Speckles. I love Speckles, or not Speckles, Stroop waffles. So, but anyway, caramel Stroop waffles, tasty original Dutch sensation. These things are hefty too. Like, I'm holding them, they're hefty. Did you know that Dutch children are reported to be the happiest in the world? There are many potential reasons for that. Impressive infrastructure and top-notch education, to name a few, which is they really do. But we have a different theory. Stroop waffles. Stroop waffles will make you happy. I kid you not. It says, back in the 1840s, local bakers used leftover cookie crumbs and caramel to create this childhood staple. Ready to try the Netherlands' most famous cookie? Make sure to commemorate the occasion by posting a reaction video on your first bite on TikTok for Universally Owns. But we're not doing that because you'll see it on stream. Lucky you. It kind of crumbled a little bit. That's been my luck with cookies recently. Just crumbs. So, here's our Stroop waffle. As you can see, it is a waffle, and in between there is caramel or treacle. Which I did not know how to say treacle until Des told me how to say treacle. Uh-oh. There you go. The caramelly goodness. I usually eat these by putting them on top of my mug of whatever I'm drinking, hot coffee or hot tea, letting them get them all melty. It's the best way. But I love them like this too. And I like these a little bit more than the usual ones I get because the waffle is a little bit more toasty. Has a little bit more burnt taste to it, and I like it with the sweet. But I mean, you're getting your bang for your buck when you get a Stroop waffle. Oh, those are small. They're not with all this caramel. I mean, I got half over here, so I'll be snacking on that most of this stream, and there was 2 in that pack, so. I love Stroop waffles. I used to get some at Walmart. It was a bag, and it was mini Stroop waffles, so they were like this big. But if I can go through a pack of the big ones, you can imagine what the small ones were like. I don't get to enjoy watching me eat a Stroop waffle. Des is yelling at me from the living room. Are you fasting? for, you know, whatever, or are you having surgery as well? I know that, Woolsey, that you mentioned something like that. Oh, you're having surgery on your shoulder. I'm sorry. Well, oh, blood work tomorrow. Okay. I had to do that before. It's not fun. So, I will eat food for you. I know that don't make you feel better. I'm so sorry. I'll probably be doing that Thursday. Thankfully, my appointment time for my surgery was moved because originally she told me 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and if I'm not allowed to have anything for from midnight onwards, I was not going to be able. I was going to be cranky, to put it that way. I'm going to be cranky. Oh yeah, crackers will help you. Have you some crackers. I'll probably let you have some orange juice or something, but never mind. Let me chew this real quick. Des was yelling at me from the living room, saying I'm not supposed to eat all of everything. Just try it. But it's Stroop waffle. It must be enjoyed. Alrighty. The only thing I hate about it, the caramel gets stuck in the back of my teeth. I do prefer the cookies and the apple juice with blood stuff, so like our orange juice. They give me orange juice. But I've recently discovered I had to be careful with orange juice, and my mom told me this too. She has the same issue. Highly acidic foods blister our mouths. So, yeah, I had to be careful with orange juice. Oh. Sorry, I was reading the back of this. I told you I've been scatterbrained. I'm going all over the place today. So we have our next one, pretty pink Cadillacs, candy cars. I hadn't seen them yet. I hope they are cars. Fruity candy cars. About the only cars most of us can afford these days, right? So juicy strawberry, black currant, and cherry. Candy shaped like cars. It's a Dutch thing. These famous Dutch confectionery, Autodrop, has been making these iconic car-themed snacks since 1965. There's the air conditioner. It's warm here, so. Their product lineup includes parking attendants, steering wheels, and of course their best-selling Cadillacs. We could go on about, we could go on about how we like to take you on a long, juicy, chewy ride, but I think it's better to just let you go on a taste drive instead of test drive, you know. Van Slooten. So we have the ultimate strawberry pink wedding car, the powerful black currant purple sedan, and the impressive cherry red Cadillac. Woo! They smell sweet. Look at that. I think that one's a black currant, and one, you can see that. It's got fins for days. I've always wanted an older Cadillac or an older car that has fins on the back of it. They're really hard to find, so I don't have one. These are pretty good. They're not super gummy though. They're a little bit chewy. And I think that was black currant. I don't know. It tastes like red fruit. No. Okay, I know that's the front of the car, so. I know you're impressed with my car noises, aren't you? If you're not, that's cool too. Alrighty. I have a car stuck in my teeth. How many times do you get to say that in your life? far in your ears, you must have your headphones on, making my wonderful far noises. Thank you. If not, I'm going to take the compliment anyway. Alrighty. So we have our next one. These are milk chocolate coconut cookies. Notice a lot of coconut flavored things coming from Europe. We've had these, and we've had the coconut candies from Italy, and we had something else coconut from Europe, from one of these Universal Yum boxes. Really like coconut over there. Coconut is delicious. I get it. Crispy cookies decked out in chocolate and coconut. Fact: chocolate is amazing and should be eaten as often as possible. Also a fact: the Dutch agree. In fact, you won't find another country in the whole world that imports more cocoa than the Netherlands. We're talking about a 1.78 billion in cocoa a year. That is a lot. And they're not, and they sure know how to use it too. I'm sorry, I can't read too well today, but that's okay. Just try these super crispy, uber chocolatey cookies sprinkled with a generous helping of coconut. You'll want to eat $1 billion worth of them yourself. Coconut's a hit or miss thing for me. Sometimes I like it, and sometimes I don't. And I don't like this packaging, for sure. Yeah, and I broke it. Trying not to, and I did anyway. It smells good. It smells like the tag-along Girl Scout cookies, which are the coconut ones. These are interesting cookie shaped. So they're like this. Be great to dip in your coffee or your tea. These are pretty darn tasty. There's like a shortbread cookie in there. You can see the cookie in the middle. It's got a thin coat of chocolate, and you can see the coconut on the outside. I think these are my favorite cookies that I've had out of the I want to say Misfits, not Misfits, out of the Universal Yums. When it comes to like a thing of cookies, there's like 12 of these. Well, 11 now because I'm eating one. I get real chocolate too. It melted all over my finger. I know one thing. I will have to hide those from my mom. She's coming to help me and Des for a little while. She eats my snacks. I'm sure y'all deal with that with family members too. I'm having a day today. I'm getting crumbs everywhere. I know I feel weird about the chewing, but I'm sorry, guys. It's just how it goes. While delicious, they are a little dry. But that's okay. So I'm kind of excited about this one. So we have Jimmy's salted caramel popcorn. And salé is just a French term for salted. It comes from sell. You put the E with the accent. Get down, Callie. Puts it in past tense. So salted. Look at there, y'all learned another language. Salted caramel popcorn, sweet and puffy with a touch of salt. There's no secret that caramel is an all-time favorite sweet in the Netherlands. From the iconic caramel-filled Stroop waffles to Holland's famous Hopji coffee caramels. Or coffee hop chip. I told you, I feel, if anybody can speak Dutch, please correct me. I try. But what happens when you want caramel and you also want a salty snack? You throw in sweet, sticky goodness on popcorn. Add a healthy dose of salt and call it a day. The innovations never stop. And it's lactose free too. I kind of like that. I can't have lactose, which is milk fat. What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? Come on. Come on. So we have a Cali. This is good. It's not super salty, and it's not super caramel either. It's not like coated, where it's just like all caramel. Oh. I like this. It looks like they have it in English, French, German, it must be Dutch. I don't know what that is. It says Jimmy's popcorn is made from only the finest ingredients, honest, caring, and safe, and with respect for man and nature. Jimmy's popcorn is made using a special production process. Whole kernels of corn are popped into popcorn by means of hot air. Air popping creates a very tender, fluffy popcorn and with a pronounced corn flavor. That's why they taste a little bit different, because how they popped them. And you kind of notice too. I'll show y'all though. You can see the kernels are kind of rounder too, compared to like popcorn you get in the microwave, which has different textures or shapes. But these are all pretty much round. Yes, I love you. I do. I love you. So, that's pretty cool. So this next two, one of them I'm kind of concerned about. So, our next two are these. The little wrapped candies. Now our first one is this one. Right here. Why I'm concerned is because it's a flavor I don't really like. Y'all may like it, and if y'all do, that's cool. These are salty licorice balls. I do not like licorice. It is not my favorite at all. I avoid the black licorice and the black jelly beans as best I can. So the Netherlands' most popular candy. When it comes to candy, the Dutch are positively obsessed with licorice, especially the extra salty type. The flavor appears regularly from everything from ice cream to liquor, and there's no doubt that the most popular version is the simplest candy form. Though be warned, this Dutch staple is hotly debated in many other parts of the world, as I've said. Even our staff went to war over whether this candy was amazing or not. In fact, this passage is currently being written under a desk safe from ensuing food fight. Please send help. So licorice is just one of those flavors that people either like or they don't. So, and it's a hard candy too. Don't smell like licorice. Oh, no. Nope. 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 That just made the licorice worse, and it just tasted bad. So bad. That's the first time I've had a Universal Yums I've had to spit out. Nope. 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 I didn't figure I would like that, and I was scared. As I said, you can see that's Nope, that is not for me at all. Oh, that is that's just as bad as that salted ume candy from Japan, the salted plum candy. I spit that one out too. I can't. I'm glad that other people like it, but that is not for me. That is not for me. And if you want to know what I'm talking about, that is comes from one of the Japan crates for on Christmas time. You can see my reaction of spitting it out as well on YouTube. Yeah, that is no. Mm-mm. So we have our next one. You can see it says cappuccino on there. I don't like coffee, so hopefully this will be much better. No, you're staying right there. You get up here, I can't read my paper. So we have, no, cappuccino pralines, chocolate truffles filled with coffee cream. We all know that the Dutch are prolific I can't talk. Are prolific chocolate lovers, but what about the perfect drink to accompany a perfect dessert? Now, honor goes none other to coffee. In fact, the Dutch are some of the biggest coffee drinkers in the world, ranking number 5 in yearly consumption. We're talking about 19 pounds a year per person. It's only natural to combine the two greatest loves in one bite-sized delight, and we could easily see for ourselves 19 pounds of coffee of this chocolate, or 19 pounds of this chocolate coffee treat. How about you? Let's see who is the first. I'm curious now. See, that's why I told you not to get up here. Ooh. I'm reading, guys. Just one moment. So, Netherlands is number 5. Before them, it's Denmark. And then before that, Iceland. And then Norway. And then number 1, you would think be the US, but it is not. It's Finland at 26.45 pounds per capita. So, and that's not taking children into calculations either. They said that. I told you no. Sorry, guys. I love her, but she's in the way. So we're number 25 here in the United States at 9.26 pounds per person. So, there you go. I was just generally curious. I have stated my curiosity. Anyway, so these truffles. Oh, goodness. I just smell it to see how chocolate it was. There's just sure enough coffee smell on it. Yup, that's coffee. I hate to own chews. I'm sorry, guys. Ugh. Salty licorice things over here. Ugh. Well, let's see how many more of these things I got. They felt the need to provide me with 4. I have 3 left after I spit out the one. I think I'll leave these for Des. Y'all can torture him with them. He just says, nope. That's all I hear from the front room. Nope. Nope. He doesn't like licorice either. Neither one of us are fans. But that was a... No. Yes, torture, I say. Torture. You have to ask him how many bits he'll eat them for. He'll probably say none, but we'll see. So we have another Roca treat. And these are also cheese crisps. And I like the packaging too. Just like packaging. I'm weirdo. But anyway, these are cheddar and onion crispies. So cheese straws. No, you wouldn't. He wouldn't do that much. With being a big baby. I could do that, Lily. Like, it's hard as a rock and it's brown. He would see it. Anyway. Says these little crackers with a big cheese flavor. He is a big baby. A big baby. Did you know that only 6% of the entire population, goodness gracious, 6% of the entire Dutch population is lactose intolerant? Well, that's good for them. It's a good thing that numbers so low because cheese is a huge part of the Dutch food culture. From pancakes topped with cheese, to pea soup topped with cheese, to these super tasty crackers infused with cheesy goodness. The only thing that could possibly make them better, topping them with more cheese. I found out a few years ago that I am lactose intolerant. And, you know what? I still eat cheese and ice cream because they're delicious and I love them. I just try not to eat as much so I don't have an issue. But sometimes I still do. Whoa, that's oniony. So these are the same thing, little cheese straws. I'm guessing the red bits are the onion. This is what it smells like. Well, but that's okay. I like onion. I use it almost everything. Except sweet stuff. I like these. These are really good. I like these more than the Gouda ones. Definitely like it more than the salty licorice, the candy. Oh. These are awesome. I like these a lot. And oh, there's a tip on the back. That you can put these in the oven and heat them up for like 2 minutes and make them warm. I'm going to try that because that sounds delicious. So these are not lactose free, but I should be okay as long as I don't go crazy. But these are delicious. I like those a lot. So that was the end of our snacks. I still got Stroop waffle. So that was the end of our snacks for this Universal Yums. But that's okay. You don't have to go nowhere. Because we got still some stuff for the Netherlands. I keep seeing this candy that I spit out and it just, I don't like it. So Universal Yums includes a recipe from the country that we're going to. So we have a stamp pot, which is the national dish of the Netherlands. Says as we make our way out of winter months into the sweet embrace of springtime, finally. Yes, it's so wonderful. I like it. Except the pollen. I don't like the pollen. I like the temperatures. We wanted to share one last winter comfort food to get you through the last of the cold weather. It just so happens to be this meal of hearty mashed potatoes and sausage that is a Dutch national dish. If you ask Des what his favorite dish is, it would be kielbasa sauerkraut, which is similar to this. It's just sausage and cabbage, pretty much. Well, sauerkraut. But I'm sure he would like this. It looks delicious. Actually, it looks really good. The only thing I don't like is it's got kale in it. I do not like kale. But I might try this one and let y'all know how it goes. And as I mentioned before, the tulips, it's the Tulip Festival. You can color that if you wanted to. I might. I don't know. It says, come on down to Holland and check out the world famous flower parade. Every year in April, huge floats made out of colorful flowers parade down the streets in an amazingly seasonal artistic display. It says, show off your own artistic skills by adding some color to our Universal Yums flower float. So I might do that. And speaking of art, one of my favorite artists was born in the Netherlands, and most of you know him, Mr. Vincent Van Gogh right here. There's actually two of my favorites. We have the sunflowers, and we have Starry Night right over here. And yes, they have his ear up there. That's how most of y'all know him. He cut off his own ear. It says the Netherlands is home to one of the world's most prolific artists of all time. You may have heard of him. His name is Vincent Van Gogh. And even though most of his works took on a surreal look, they're largely based on his own life and experiences. We're sure that these works will give you a good impression of his life. So they're saying that most of it, especially later on towards the end of his life, could be considered surreal works of art. They're not. They're all impressionistic. In the time frame that he was working, that was what most artists were working, was impressionism. So, but anyway. So we have our first one, which is the Potato Eaters, which was done in 1885, right up here. You can look these up online too if you want a better picture of them. It says Van Gogh's earliest works takes on heavy inspiration from his hometown in Gouda, and you can really feel the old world Dutch culture, which is similar to Dutch paintings before him too. You have Dutch realism, which is similar to this. I talk about art, guys. I'm sorry. But anyway, then we have the sunflowers, which is 1888. It's actually dated too. So if you actually look at a bigger version, you will see the date on there. It says at the age of 35, he moved to France and living in what he called the Yellow House. Actually, tidbit, little side note, if you ever watched the series, anime series Samurai Champloo, they actually talk about the sunflowers and Van Gogh, and they actually have used his artwork from the Yellow House and in some of the episodes. That's probably one reason I like Van Gogh so much anyway, because I'm a weird nerd. But side note. So the Yellow House, alongside some other painters, the house was must have had a lot of yellow, because the painting itself is part of an entirely similarly colored series, and there is a series of sunflowers that are pretty much all yellow. So I recommend you go check that one out. And then of course Starry Night, everybody knows that one. Most people argue that that's not impressionistic or impressionism at all. It is surrealism, but it's whatever. You can go with whatever you want to call it. I consider it both, but I'm not an art expert. I'm just know about stuff like that. So Starry Night was 1889. We couldn't possibly talk about Vincent Van Gogh without mentioning his most famous work. Many theorize that the swirling skies represents his own struggles with mental health. That is quite possibly true. And then his last one, right here. I have something that's the wheat fields with the crows. I think it's a purse, but anyway. So this one's Wheat Filled with Crows in 1890. It's widely debated among experts. Many believe that this was Vincent Van Gogh's final painting. While his art was sadly never recognized during his lifetime, about a decade after his death, his works gained popularity, and today they are recognized as masterpieces hanging in museums from the Netherlands all the way to New York. He did have many struggles, and that was one thing. He wrote to his brother Theo a lot while he was going between the Netherlands and France while he was still alive, and his one thing he talked about, he's just like, I'm not where I'm supposed to be or doing what I'm supposed to be doing. And that's, I get it. And especially as an artist that I don't practice because I don't have time, you feel like you're just never good enough and what you're doing is pointless, but it's just how it goes. Oh, it looks like we have Nezzy that did a subscription. Thank you, Nezzy. Thank you. I forget what I'm talking about. I'm so scattered today. Tomorrow is probably going to be fun too. Anyway, thank you for the subscription, Nezzy. So this is our last one. I know y'all look forward to this. It's our trivia train. Toot toot. So anybody who's welcome to join, just let me read the question and you can take a guess. It's either A, B, C, or D. And we can read and discuss them. Oh, and you're using the new what do y'all call those? Emoticons? Emojis? Little emotes. There we go. Little doodads there. They look nice. They look nice. So our number one question. Feel free to jump in if you would like to answer. In 2012, the city of Hague built a $176,000 bridge to blank. Help squirrels cross the street, connect an island to the city, beat the record for the most expensive bridge. Let's just not know it's expensive, so we know it ain't that. Or help students commute to Hague University. In 2012, the city of Hague built a $176,000 bridge to blank. Help squirrels cross the street, connect an island to the city, beat the record for the most expensive bridge, or help students commute to Hague University. Any guesses? I taste onion and I enjoy it. No guesses? Oh, second. Okay. So Woolsey guessed second, and Lily, I'm guessing, is making a guess. I'll give her a few more seconds. Three. Okay. So Woolsey says to connect an island to the city, and Lily says to beat the record for a most expensive bridge. And it is a bridge for squirrels. That's nuts. It's originally constructed so squirrels could cross over a busy highway between the Hagasse Boss Forest and the Oberbrück Park. Osterbrück, I guess. At first, it seemed like a failed effort as only 5 squirrels were recorded using the crossing for a full 2 years after its completion, but as of this year, a record 263 squirrels have been caught crossing the bridge. However, the real question remains, who's counting the squirrels and how do we get that job? That is a pretty nice job. But that's really cool. I know some other countries, I think in Europe, have built bridges for wildlife to cross, like freeways and stuff. And I wish we had them here because I hate seeing animals get hit by the vehicles. I've saved 2 turtles last week. They were stuck in the road. I stopped for turtles. Or any other creature I can possibly get out of the road. So that's kind of cool. All right, number 2, short on cash. One Dutch rail company lets you ride in exchange for music, books, a good report card, or labor. I don't even have any of my report cards anymore, so I'd be in trouble. I guess I could do college report cards. I don't have those either. I think I got transcripts around here somewhere, but anyway. Short on cash, one Dutch rail company lets you ride in exchange for music, books, a good report card, or labor. So Woolsey says labor. That makes sense. Any more guesses? Report card. All right. Says short on cash. One Dutch rail company lets you ride in exchange for music, books, a good report card, or labor. And the answer is books. But only 1 week of the year. Known as Bokenweek, which is Book Week. During this annual festival, Dutch rail company Nenderlees Spoorwegen offers free travel if you show a book, and not just any book. Every year, a well-known Dutch author is commissioned to write a, oh goodness gracious, Bokenweek Gessencheck. It's a really long word in Dutch. Or a book week gift, which also functions as a boarding pass. What do you think? Should more transit companies take a page from the Dutch? It's actually a really cool idea, especially if they have someone who, an author from the Netherlands who writes the book and spotlights their literariness, I guess, in the Netherlands. But it also helps people along, because if you had the book, you're more than likely going to read the book while you're on the train. So, I mean, I would anyway. But that's pretty nifty. Different. So, number 3, there are more blank in the Netherlands than there are people. There are more blank in the Netherlands than there are people. Bicycles, windmills, subway stops, or dogs. I think I actually know the answer to this, but I'm not sure. Well, I do, because I can see it, but I think I know it before I even look at it. So there are more blank in the Netherlands than there are people. Bicycles, windmills, subway stops, or dogs. What's your guesses? I mean, I would accept a really good report card for a ride, I guess, but that's me. So Lily says subway stops, and Woolsey says windmills. Alrighty, any more guesses? Alright, there are more blank in the Netherlands than there are people. Bicycles, windmills, subway stops, or dogs. And the answer is bicycles. That's what I thought. I should have said that, I guess. But anyway, leave the car at home and break out your bike instead. There are about 18 million bicycles in the Netherlands, a whole million more than the number of the residents. But why so many? It all started in the early 1980s when a group of Dutch citizens decided to protest cars and encouraged the use of bicycles for transportation instead. Clearly, the idea caught on, because today the country boasts a vast network of bike paths that locals use up to 70% of their travels, pedaling an average of 1.6 miles per day. So that's pretty cool. So, hey, we don't like cars, so we're going to protest by using bikes, and that's actually what they prefer to use. I would use a bike to get around. I did when I lived in Starkville for a little while, but the hills were kind of killer for me. So, but if there was more like dedicated bike paths like they have, I would be more apt to use a bicycle. People will run you over around here and down there. So number 4, the Dutch top their morning toast with blank. Orange slices, caviar, strawberry frosting, or chocolate sprinkles. So the Dutch top their morning toast with blank. Orange slices, caviar, strawberry frosting, or chocolate sprinkles. I top mine with either butter, avocado if I have any, or jam. So Lily says strawberry frosting. I would think chocolate because we've had a lot of chocolate. And Woolsey says fish eggs, which he means caviar. They had a lot of chocolate and they talked about chocolate in a box. I would think it would be chocolate sprinkles. Weird, but I would think that's what they would do. But anyway, so we have a guess for, I said chocolate and Lily said strawberry, and you spell it C-A-V-I-A-R. Caviar. Both me and Des do that. We sound stuff out to spell it, and it's just because that's the way we are. One of my teachers told me I was not allowed to do that in elementary school, and I said, tough, that's how I do it. I stayed quiet, but I wrote out stuff until on, like the margins of your papers. So I had words all scribbled there because she wouldn't let me talk, but it is what it is. So the Dutch top their morning toast with blank. Orange slices, caviar, strawberry frosting, and chocolate sprinkles. So, it is me! I am right! Chocolate sprinkles. It says, imagine a world where you could eat sprinkles for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Now stop imagining, because that's the world of the Netherlands. Their locals enjoy sprinkles called hagelslag, or hagelslag, all day long, including first thing in the morning on buttered toast or bread. See, I can't do that. That doesn't sound appealing at all. Maybe if they had a little cream or like cream cheese maybe, but not just chocolate sprinkles on buttered toast. Want to try this magical combination yourself? Grab some white bread, slap on some butter, and pour on some chocolate sprinkles. And never look at the plain toast the same way again. No, thank you. No. Not for me. Not for me. So number 5, a Dutch art seller was found not guilty in court after proving his paintings were counterfeit, authentic, stolen, or made of cheese. A Dutch art seller was found not guilty in court after proving his paintings were counterfeit, authentic, stolen, or made of cheese. So Woolsey says cheese. That makes sense, right? We've had a lot of cheese. What would they, put that in there? It's possibility. I don't mean to yawn, guys. Oh, it's almost 9 o'clock. Goodness. Well, here anyway. So, a Dutch art seller was found not guilty in court after proving his paintings were blank. So, both of y'all say cheese. I have no idea. I'm going to say stolen. So, number 5. Des says cheese as well. So, we have 3 for cheese and 1 for not. So, this is probably the only case we can think of where making and selling fake art was an act of heroism. That's because Dutch painter Hen ver Meergeren, I guess, sold these counterfeits to Nazis during World War II in order to protect authentic works of art. Unfortunately, his fakes were so skillfully crafted that local authorities accused him of selling the original authentic works of art. He had to paint a counterfeit in front of the jury to prove his innocence, and it worked. Though his paintings were faked, his plan to protect the originals was truly a masterpiece. So that's pretty darn cool. I think I read about him anyway. I don't remember. But, okay, number 6. The city of Amsterdam is built on blank. You tried, Woolsey. You tried. So the city of Amsterdam is built on blank. wooden poles, rock and roll, an ancient burial site, or a giant metal plate? That's a good guess, Lily, but it's not one of the answers. That's what most people do when they go to Amsterdam. That's true. That's true. So, the city of Amsterdam is built on blank. Wooden poles, rock and roll, ancient burial site, or a giant metal plate. We built this city. We built this city on rock and roll. I'm gonna say rock and roll. I know it's not right, but that's what I'm gonna say anyway. I sang the song. Woolsey says rock and roll too. Rock on, man, rock on. What you say, Lily? Burial site. What's the peanut gallery say? I didn't hear what he said. Anyway. So the city of Amsterdam is built on blank. Wooden poles, rock and roll, an ancient burial site, or a giant metal plate. So number 6 here. Wooden poles, actually. Okay. Amsterdam's soil is made up of thick, wet clay, so all of the city's buildings are constructed atop a 36-foot wooden poles protruding from the ground. This includes the impressive royal palace in the center of the city, which is supported by a whopping 13,659 of these solid wooden poles. Says, wait, does that make Amsterdam a giant treehouse? And we're going with yes. So that's pretty cool, actually. I didn't think about that, because the only thing I knew about the Netherlands when I was a kid was the dikes, which they actually have. So I didn't even think, and they're usually up to the north where Amsterdam's located. So I didn't even think about it being too wet to support buildings on top of the soil. So that's kind of cool, actually. All right. Look, we all learned something new. So number 7, which of the following is on display at the Dutch Tylers Museum? The first tulip ever grown, the world's oldest Willow cheese, a mountaintop, or an ancient tree? So which of the following is on display at the Dutch Tylers Museum? The first tulip ever grown, the world's oldest Willow cheese, a mountaintop, or an ancient tree? I'm going to say the oldest cheese. What do you guys say? Ancient tree. We built this city. We built this city on wooden poles. So we have 2 for cheese and we have 1 for the tree. Yeah, I know y'all like my remix. So number 7. Wow, we're all wrong. It's mountaintop. The Tylers Museum might be the only museum in the world to include a literal mountaintop in its collection. In 1787, Horace Benedict de Saussure became the second person to conquer Mont Blanc, which I know most people know that. It's an actual mountain. The highest mountain in Western Europe. He cut off the top of it, and now it's displayed in a museum. You could call it the peak of his career. Why would you cut off the top of a mountain and bring it with you? Man, good gosh. But anyway, there's an actual mountaintop in this museum. So our last question, number 8 of the trivia train. 60% of the world's blank come from the Netherlands. Flower bulbs, Gouda, bacon, or Christmas trees? So 60% of the world's blank comes from the Netherlands. Flower bulbs, Gouda, bacon, or Christmas trees? You want to keep it going, Woolsey, with your cheese? You don't have to if you don't want to. So Lily says Gouda. I guess that's supposed to be Gouda. And Wooly said trees. The Christmas trees. All right. You could say bicycles. I got a lot of bicycles, but that's not one of the guesses. So 60% of the world's blank comes from the Netherlands. Flower bulbs, Gouda, bacon, or Christmas trees. And the answer is flower bulbs. So the Dutch flower industry is positively blooming. The Netherlands produces a staggering 4.2 billion flower bulbs each year. And that's not even the coolest part about all this. They keep half of them to themselves, making the country the most floral in the entire world. Great news for anyone who loves nature, and bad news for anyone who has allergies. I'm sorry, Woolsey. Sometimes we all have good luck with the questions, and sometimes we don't. But anyway, that was our trivia train for the Netherlands Universal Yums. Our next one, I don't know when it's coming because Mel's been running a little late recently. Don't know why, just has been. But I'm excited because it's Belgium. They released all of them up to like June or July. So we have Israel and Thailand, I think. I'm not sure. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. But yes, I'm really excited because our next Universal Yums is Belgium. And as I've said on many posts before, I have a pen pal in Belgium that's been my friend for a good long while. She lives in Liège, which is in the south. It's also a French speaking country. So, yeah. But anyway, guys, I hope y'all enjoyed Universal Yums Netherlands. As I said, everything's been kind of crazy recently, and I was sick all last week, and there will be no streams this Sunday, so there will be a stream tomorrow if all goes right. So we can do Japan Crate, Lost in Japan, I think is what it's called. I actually am kind of excited. There's not as many snacks as there normally are, but there is a surprise gachapon that I will open on stream. So it will be a shock to me and a shock to y'all to what we get. I will let y'all know a little bit later, probably tomorrow morning or tomorrow evening. It'll probably be the same time as this one if I'm able to do so. But yeah, so I hope y'all look forward to that. I hope y'all enjoyed this box, except these guys. Yeah. So so I'm gonna sign off for this evening and wish y'all all a good night. And yeah. So Commander Momo is going to sign off, and I'll see y'all later.